rush. They've actually set the blueprint for every athlete that's following them and following the money moves. So that's what I'm going to help you all do today. So we're going to take a look at the 2024 college football breakdown here. And as you can see at the quarterback position, they're the highest paid. And as a former defensive back, I'm a little biased, but I wish we would get paid more. But at the college level, they're getting more than the defensive back, which makes sense because they're the highest visible. And obviously they draw the most attention. And right now the range is anywhere from 500 to 800,000. Now, as we break down what the coaches are thinking, obviously there's coaches that don't like the idea of paying the athletes, but it's happening and they can't stop it. For example, Miami quarterback Cam Ward, we all know him. He was a market leader. He came out of the winter and spring transfer portal, and clearly when he threw for 6,966 yards, he was definitely going to get paid. But what happened was he decided to jump into the NFL draft. We all know what happened. He backed out. And the reason was because he found out he was going to be a third or fifth rounder, and it made sense. When he stepped away, he decided to transfer. And from there, he made more money. So that's a good strategy to utilize if you're a quarterback. Now we also have to take a look at Dillon Gabriel. Dillon Gabriel transferred from Oklahoma, and he's now at Oregon. And he's going to be a top-tier quarterback, as well as Riley Leonard, who transferred from Duke, who's now going to be playing at Notre Dame. So there are some great players making some big impact. And as we take a look now at the next segment, which is our running backs, you can tell that they're mimicking what's happening at the NFL level. Unfortunately, running backs aren't getting paid what they used to get paid. And it's because the game is changing. So as you can see, the running backs right now are anywhere from 200 to 300,000, depending on which team you're looking at. And according to ESPN, the Oregon State Collective was set to pay Damian Martinez $400,000 before he took off to Miami. Then you had other running backs like Quinshon Judkins, who were also on the lower end of that $200,000. So that running back market is really, really timid, but we'll see what happens this season. Now let's move on to the wide receivers. Obviously, we know the divas. Divas got to get paid too, and as we can see, they're ranging anywhere from 75 to 300,000 this year. And some of the top receivers right now are on the lower end of the six figures, but as we continue to see, there's going to be more teams who are spreading that stardom out, meaning that there's not only going to be a top tier receiver, there's going to be 2 or 3 on the same team, which means they all got to get paid. So watch out to see how teams actually utilize that strategy of paying their wide receivers. The next step is to look at the offensive linemen. Now, yes, they're getting paid too. Believe it or not, the guard position is one of the highest paid positions at the college level this year. We're ranging anywhere from 350 to 500,000 for college guards. And they're mimicking what's happening at the NFL level. You see, what they've done at the NFL level is they've paid guards more money to keep them for longer so that they don't jump ship. And you're seeing college teams do the same for their guards. Look out for what's happening with guards, specifically at the offensive lineman position. And then we also have the linebacker market. As we can see, the linebacker market this year is going to be pretty good. It's split between the middle backers and the edge rushers, who present different values because of their position on the field, clearly. And they're ranging over from 100 to 300K. And then one individual I want to talk about is Damian Sanford. He's actually from Texas A&M, who recently just signed 2 deals from the Texas Aggies United Collective for an undisclosed amount, and Tony Rojas, the Penn State linebacker, who signed 2 deals from Happy Valley Collective for an undisclosed amount. Next, we need to move on to our very important position, defensive backs. As a former defensive back, I'm always going to shine the light on them because I love them. And the NIL money move makers to watch at the defensive back position are going to be number 1, Caleb Downs. You have to look at what he's doing. He went from Alabama to Ohio State. So take a look at how he's making his NIL moves this year to see where he ends up at the end of the year. Other than that, that's going to wrap up our brief, but hopefully insightful 2024 college football NIL market breakdown. Hey, if you have any questions, reach out to us. Remember, we have our upcoming meetings. Take a look at the schedule. Other than that, be great. Grab your hat, grab all the gear, spread the word, and hire high school athletes, baby. See you all soon.